I believe that I was put on this earth to make a difference in the world. So when I leave here, that this world should be a little better place for me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real State of Black America. I'm your host, Terrence Alton Cox III. Remember, on this show, we view things from a broader sense. We look at things from a different perspective, and sometimes we rip that Band-Aid off. Today, we're going to talk about violence in school. Violence from student to teacher. I was watching a TikTok the other day. There was a black female on there. She said that she went in, she's a teacher. She told a young man to put the phone up. He wouldn't put his phone up. Okay, that happened 2 or 3 times. She sent him to the principal. The principals, as he was leaving, he says, "I'm gonna beat your ass, and my mama gonna come back and beat your ass." So she sent him to the principal. The principal sent him back in 15 minutes, and she went to the principal's office and said, "What are we gonna do about the threat he's gonna beat my ass when I leave school today, and his mama coming down to beat my ass?" The principal sent the teacher home and said, "Well, just go cool off a little bit." What kind of society in which we're raising kids for a kid to be that disrespectful, to threaten? So that kid felt comfortable enough to say, "My mama's gonna come here and beat your ass after school." It comes back to parenting: mama, daddy, children. The lady says she's quitting. After many years of teaching our kids, she says she's done because of the level of violence. There was a video that went wild. It was a white lady, maybe 52 years old, a black guy, 12 years old, but they wore about 240. She took the Nintendo game from him. He got irate, violent, and beat that lady like he would take a stick to a log. Now, once again, what kind of human being raised a kid at 12 years old to pound a woman in the face with his fist? And he's the size of a football player. And then as they was taking him away, he turns back around and said, "I'm coming back to beat your ass again because you took my game." This is why other cultures think that we're crazy. How our kids reflect who we are. Somebody raised it. Mama and daddy, and I would guarantee there wasn't a daddy nowhere, because the daddy would have tempered that tongue of his, would have shut that violent tendency down within him. A friend of mine runs a district in Nashville, Tennessee. A little rich white girl from Boston came from Boston to this all-black school, black and Spanish school, because she wanted to make a difference in the world. They knew something was a little different about her, because when she got there, she bought all school supplies, had a closet full of school supplies. There was a young black female that kept texting on the phone, and the little young Boston girl said, "If you text again, I'm going to take the phone away." So she took the phone away, and this is what the little black girl said to the white teacher: "My mom and her sister coming to beat your ass after school." So she sends this person to the principal's office. Now, once again, what 12-year-old girl with a bonnet on her hair should have been combed in the beginning? Now, who raised a 12-year-old girl to tell a grown person in authority or another human being that my mama and my sister coming to beat your ass? So the white girl never thought anything more about it. So after school, the janitor and 2 teachers were the last one there that were doing something. So when they go to the door, in the driveway were 2 fat black girls with bonnets on their head, and when they opened up the door, the little student said, "There she is, mama, there she is, mama." And I wasn't there, but the superintendent that happened to be there said, this is what the mother said: "I'm gonna beat your ass as soon as you walk to your car, because you disrespected my daughter and took her phone away. I bought that damn phone." Somebody raised that bastard child. You see the reason why people think we're stupid. So, the little white girl got scared, called the police. The police showed up. The police told the lady, first of all, you can't be threatening anybody, and you're on school property. And she hollers over the police, I'm going to catch you one day in that car and I'm going to beat you bloody. That was her words in front of her child. And the child just cheering on, yeah, mama, get her, mama, get her, mama. And then the sister cheering the other sister on, beat her ass, old white bitch. Now, the mama ain't shit, the daughter ain't gonna be shit, and the sister ain't shit. It's the way it is. Now, somebody raised them, so whoever raised them, they missed the mark for them to raise a child like this. So, what happened was, when the little white girl got into a convertible Saab, she called her superintendent back on the phone and said, I quit. This is what she said. She said, your race has a problem. She said, they disrespectful, they're not raised right, they're ill-mannered, they have no vision, and she said it's the parents' fault. She said, I can't blame the children. She said, your culture got a problem. From what I've seen these 3 months, your race culture has a problem. Now, this is the real state of Black America. Everything's come back to the parenting, husband, wife, raising children. Anything outside of that triangular is not functional. Now, how in the world does a 12-year-old girl go to her mother and says something to her mother for her mother to go beat up a teacher? The teacher who's teaching them how to live the remainder of their life to make a difference in the world. And then the idiot sister joins in and had a very good teacher there. She's come from a very wealthy family. I won't give her last name because I don't want to do that to her family. You see, when you look at these videos of these young guys, 8 girls, 10, 12 years old, fighting a grown teacher. Now, there was one video, the guy told him, son, I'm ex-Marine. If you hit me, you got a handful. Young kid, man, you old man with that gray beard. He grabbed that old man slammed him. So by the time the little officer got there, the officer was trying to tell the old man, the black guy, well, you're wrong, the black guy. So let me tell you one thing. There's nobody gonna smack me or spit on me. I've served 4 times in war. It won't happen. Now, the mother came and raised so much hell till they suspended the teacher. Now, what kind of world do we live in where you're supporting the behavior buffoonery? So you're going to suspend the teacher because the young boy smacked the teacher. The teacher defended himself. You never saw this 35 years ago. One of the superintendents I know in the school system at Cox, it happens every day. He said, these mamas, these single mamas done raise these kids so violent. And every time you go to them with what your kid has done, now you've got to argue with them. My kid's a loving kid. My kid's a good kid. I gave birth to him from my womb. He said, I've never seen anything like it. See, this is the real state of Black America. And you wonder why these kids of ours are running amok, ill-mannered, disrespectful, because of how they're being raised. The violence that I see in these young black kids today, now let's say this. They're a bunch of violent white kids and a bunch of Spanish kids. We don't need to go there. That's not our business. Remember, you're on too many damn causes. Keep your eye on your own damn kids. These young girls. One teacher told me, Terrence, we have more fights in this school here in Atlanta with women, with girls and boys. I said, well, how can that be? He said, these girls were raised by these single mama. Anybody in authority or position, they always come back to the single mama. He said, they watch a single mama have to fight for everything, fight to pay the bills, fight to pay the rent, fight to pay the mortgage, fight the garbage man, or fight the guy at the store that beat them out of money, till they have become violent. He says, they lack femininity, and they violent like men. This is the real state of Black America, and I'm your host, Terrence Alton Cox. We must be accountable for this level of violence within the school system. We did this. Ain't nobody from Israel, China, no Arab raised these kids. And then when they call our kid out, we're so stupid as to take the kid's side. We're going to have to change directions. If not, this black race is like a helicopter spinning out of control. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the real state of Black America, and I am your host, Terrence Alton Cox. Be kind to somebody.